Under the blazing lights of State Farm Stadium, a single unexpected moment sent shockwaves through thousands of fans, and within seconds, across the entire internet. "I'm gonna leave my shirt open, girl," teased Bruno Mars with a signature grin, triggering an explosion of screams, laughter, and one overwhelming question: what did he really mean? Before we break down what truly happened that night, and why Jessica Caban is suddenly back in the spotlight, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and drop your opinion in the comments. Was that just stage humor, or something deeper? Night 4 of the romantic tour was already shaping up to be unforgettable. From the very first note, the atmosphere felt different, more intimate, more intentional, as if Bruno Mars wasn't performing for a crowd, but for someone specific. Then the opening chords of Leave the Door Open filled the stadium. The lights dimmed, the camera slowly zoomed in. Every movement became deliberate, every expression amplified. And that's when it happened, the line that would ignite global conversation. Delivered with playful charm, yet layered with undeniable emotion. His words didn't just entertain, they lingered. The pause after, the look in his eyes, the subtle smirk, it all felt intentional. Was it improvisation, or was it a message hidden in plain sight? Fans in attendance began sharing their reactions almost immediately. Many claimed the energy that night felt unusually personal. Not just a performance, but a moment charged with real emotion. Within minutes, clips flooded social media, racking up millions of views and sparking intense debate. And inevitably, attention turned to Jessica Caban. Their long-standing relationship has always been private, almost mysterious. Rare public appearances, minimal exposure, but unwavering longevity. And because of that, every subtle gesture from Bruno Mars on stage is often interpreted as something more, especially during a song built around longing, intimacy, and emotional vulnerability. Suddenly, that one line didn't feel random anymore. The tempo shifted, the music softened, the camera cut to stunned fans, some laughing, others covering their mouths in disbelief. Then, without warning, he snapped right back into full performance mode. Energy, precision, control, perfect pattern interrupt. But here's where things take an even more intriguing turn. Several fans near the front claimed that right after delivering that line, Bruno Mars briefly glanced toward the VIP section. Just a second, but enough to spark a wildfire of speculation. Was Jessica Caban there that night? No official confirmation, no clear photos, just whispers, theories, and a growing sense that something unseen had just happened. And sometimes, what isn't confirmed becomes even more powerful. As the performance built toward its climax, everything changed again. His voice carried more weight, more sincerity. The playfulness faded, replaced by something deeper, something real. The crowd sang along, thousands of voices blending into one. Phone lights filled the stadium like stars, and for a moment, time seemed to slow down. This wasn't just a concert anymore. It was a story unfolding in real time, a moment suspended between performance and reality. And as the final note echoed through the stadium, Bruno Mars simply smiled, then walked off stage, leaving behind a crowd buzzing with emotion, and one lingering question. Was that just entertainment? Or was it a message meant for only one person? Tell us what you think, because this story might not be over yet, and the next clue could happen at any moment. And just when the crowd thought they had processed everything, the night kept unfolding in ways no one expected. Moments after stepping backstage, the buzz inside State Farm Stadium didn't die down. It intensified. Fans weren't just cheering anymore, they were analyzing, replaying, zooming in on every second they had captured. Because something about that performance didn't feel ordinary. It felt intentional, almost cinematic. Back online, the clip of Bruno Mars delivering that now viral line began circulating across multiple platforms at lightning speed. Within minutes, fan accounts, reaction channels, and pop culture pages started breaking it down frame by frame. Some pointed out the exact tone of his voice. Playful, yes, but with a subtle shift that suggested deeper emotion. Others focused on his body language, the way he leaned slightly forward, the pause before he smiled again, the timing of the band behind him. Nothing seemed accidental, and that's where the narrative started to evolve. Because longtime fans know one thing for sure: Bruno Mars is meticulous. Every movement, every note, every pause is crafted to perfection. So when something feels spontaneous, it often isn't. Which brings us back to the biggest question of the night. Why that line? Why that moment? And why now? As speculation continued to grow, the name Jessica Caban kept resurfacing in conversations. Not because she was confirmed to be there, but because of what she represents in his life story. Stability, loyalty, a relationship that has quietly lasted through fame, pressure, and time. Some fans began connecting emotional dots. They revisited past interviews, subtle references, even older performances where Bruno Mars hinted at love and vulnerability beneath his confident stage persona. And suddenly, this moment didn't feel isolated anymore. It felt like part of a larger narrative that had been building for years. Then came another twist. A short, grainy video surfaced from a different angle, one that hadn't been widely seen yet. In it, right after delivering the line, Bruno Mars appears to exhale slowly, almost like releasing tension. It's subtle, easy to miss, but once you see it, it changes everything. Was that relief, nervousness, or something more personal? The internet couldn't decide. Tempo shift, cut to backstage speculation. Sources close to the production hinted that Night 4 had a slightly different setlist structure compared to previous nights. Nothing major, but enough to raise eyebrows among those paying close attention. A slightly extended intro, a longer pause between verses, tiny adjustments that, when combined, created a completely different emotional rhythm. And at the center of it all was Leave the Door Open, a track already loaded with sensuality, longing, and invitation. Now layered with that unexpected line, the meaning felt amplified. Pattern interrupt. Imagine the camera zooming in again, this time on the audience. A couple holding hands, singing along. A fan with tears in their eyes. Another laughing in disbelief. The crowd wasn't just reacting. They were feeling something real, something shared. And that's the power of a moment like this. It blurs the line between performer and person. But here's where things reach another level. As the night continued, fans noticed that Bruno Mars seemed slightly more relaxed, almost lighter. His interactions with the band were looser. His smile lingered longer. Even his vocal delivery carried a warmth that felt different. Could that moment have shifted his entire performance? Or was it the result of something that had already happened before he stepped on stage? Theories kept stacking. Some believed it was simply a masterclass in showmanship, a perfectly timed improvisation designed to create viral impact. Others argued it was too personal, too specific to be just a gimmick. And then there were those who believed the truth lay somewhere in between. A real feeling expressed through performance. Midway through the online frenzy, one comment began gaining traction. He didn't say it to the crowd. He said it through the crowd. And suddenly, everything took on a new perspective. Because if that's true, then the entire stadium became part of a message not meant for everyone, but witnessed by everyone. Teaser. But what happened after the show might be even more telling. According to several attendees, the atmosphere outside the venue remained electric long after the final note. Groups of fans gathered, replaying the moment, debating theories, sharing clips. Some even claimed they saw increased security movement near the VIP exits, fueling even more speculation about who might have been present. Still no confirmation, still no clear answer, only more mystery. And maybe that's exactly how it was meant to be. Climax. Because at its core, what happened that night wasn't just about a single line or a viral clip. It was about connection. The kind that can't always be explained, only felt. The kind that turns a performance into a memory, and a moment into a story people can't stop talking about. Bruno Mars didn't just perform that night. He created a question, one that fans are still trying to answer. Was it just a joke? Was it a signal? Or was it something far more personal, hidden beneath layers of music, lights, and applause? And as the tour continues, one thing is certain: every future performance will now be watched more closely. Every glance, Every pause, every improvised word will be analyzed, replayed, and interpreted. Because once a moment like this happens, it changes everything. So now it's your turn. What do you think really happened that night? Was it pure entertainment, or a message disguised as a moment? Drop your thoughts, share the story, and stay tuned. Because if history tells us anything, this won't be the last time Bruno Mars leaves the world guessing. And just when it seemed like the story had reached its peak, a new layer of intrigue quietly emerged. One that pushed this moment far beyond a viral concert clip and into something that felt almost myth-like. Within hours, fan communities began revisiting older performances of Leave the Door Open, comparing tone, delivery, and subtle improvisations across different cities. What they found only deepened the mystery. The line delivered at State Farm Stadium wasn't just rare. It was unique. The phrasing, the timing, even the playful emphasis on certain words. None of it had appeared in previous shows, which raises a critical question. If it wasn't part of the script, then what triggered it? Some fans speculated it could have been the energy of the crowd. After all, Arizona's Night 4 audience had been described as one of the loudest and most engaged of the tour so far. Others pointed to something more internal, suggesting that Bruno Mars might have been responding to a feeling in the moment, something personal that simply surfaced under the lights. But then, another detail surfaced. A fan who claimed to be seated near the VIP section shared a brief account that quickly gained traction. According to them, there was a noticeable reaction from a small group right after the line was delivered, subtle but distinct. Heads turning, smiles exchanged, a kind of quiet acknowledgement. No names were mentioned, no identities confirmed. But once again, speculation circled back to Jessica Caban. Because in moments like this, context matters. And their story, long, private, and rarely displayed, has always carried an air of quiet intensity. Unlike many celebrity relationships that thrive on visibility, theirs exists in the background, almost untouched by the noise of fame, which makes any possible reference, no matter how small, feel amplified. Pattern shift. Zoom in on the performance again. Rewatch the moment slowly. There's a fraction of a second, barely noticeable, where Bruno Mars seems to hesitate. Not in a way that disrupts the flow, but in a way that adds weight. Like a thought crossing his mind mid-performance. Like a decision being made in real time. And then the line lands. Clean, confident, unforgettable. From a performance standpoint, it's brilliant. A perfectly executed improvisation that injects freshness into a well-known song. But from a narrative standpoint, it's something else entirely. Because it leaves room for interpretation, room for emotion, room for the audience to project their own meaning onto the moment. And that's where the story truly lives. Not just in what was said, but in what wasn't. Teaser shift. But here's the part that most people haven't talked about yet. Later that night, after the show had ended and the stadium lights had dimmed, a short backstage clip began circulating among smaller fan circles. It didn't go as viral as the original moment, but those who saw it noticed something interesting. In the clip, Bruno Mars is seen briefly interacting with members of his band. There's laughter, a few gestures, and then, just for a split second, he places his hand over his chest, as if acknowledging something personal. It's quick, almost unnoticeable, but in the context of everything that happened on stage, it feels significant. Was it just a casual gesture, or a continuation of the same emotion that surfaced during the performance? No one knows for sure, and maybe that's what keeps this story alive. Because every new angle, every new clip, every new interpretation adds another layer, turning a single moment into an ongoing conversation that refuses to fade. Climax build. As days pass, one thing becomes increasingly clear. This wasn't just about a joke. It wasn't just about a lyric. It was about presence. About how a performer like Bruno Mars can take a familiar song and transform it into something completely new. Something that feels alive, unpredictable, and deeply human. And in doing so, he invites the audience into that space. A space where performance meets reality. Where intention meets interpretation. Where a single line can spark thousands of theories and millions of emotions. final shift. Now, every upcoming